Hello, hello, hello. It is Moonshine Oracle with a Sunday reset. Mm. Got me a fresh cup of coffee. All that fun jazz. Went outside to give my dog his breakfast, and my God, I got assaulted with a disgusting wave of humidity. I'll be so happy when fall hits. Before I go any further, disclaimers are in the description boxes of all the videos because I will not be dealing with anybody's triggered downhill bullshit. Gotta get moving on. Oh, times is interesting indeed, aren't they? Class. Being a pocket watcher ain't gonna solve nothing. And then there's the bigger they are, the harder the fall, that kind of thing. Somebody here was watching a person, like they waited until they decided to like finance some things and stuff like that to like send a money curse their way, but it's just like, baby, you gonna pay for that one. You gonna pay for that one. But I'm gonna tell you this: we are entering into a very interesting set of times. Like, if you have not warded your name, I heavily encourage doing that because reputation is like currency. In a manner of speaking, it will linger and it will also precede you. There are people who know this and they didn't want you to make money. They didn't want your name out there. They wanted to be the face of, well, whatever it is you got going on, that type of thing. And it's like, yeah, no. No, 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 no. But what kills me is when people are trying to do that and stuff like that, they know what they're doing. It's very much intentional what they are doing because there's the whole forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But that now is just like, Father, it's war. They ain't stopping. They need their ass beat because if you don't do it, I'm about to do it, type deal. And the thing is, like, some people are so desperate for money, they're trying to set up fake lawsuits in hopes of getting something out of it. But when you sit there and think about the legal fees and stuff like that, is it worth it? Because you're coming after a person who doesn't have a lot to their name. It's pointless. But you being the type of person to sue over the most asinine shit known to mankind, you're going to develop a reputation for that. And people are going to start avoiding you at some point. I mean, it is what it is. They're going to start avoiding you, and understandably so. It's either an air or an earth sign woman that does this, and it's just like, yeah, no. I could, like, if she were sitting in front of me right now, I would tell her not to do that, but she's going to up and do it anyway. And what kills me is she's guilty of like the people she places into the lawsuits are people she's ruined or sabotaged on purpose. Again, you develop a reputation. There's a woman around here in my local area that has, it's either her brother that's in the DA or her brother is in he works for county sheriff but has friends in the district attorney's office. Like, it's one of those. And this woman files lawsuits on anybody and everybody, and her son basically stole my brother's tires and sold them. Brother called her son to get the tires back, and it was just all went downhill from there. But it's like, at the end of the day, she has a reputation for ruining people's lives in the name of avoiding accountability, and her son is a registered sex offender too. So it's like, nobody wants to give him a job and stuff like that. And it's like, that's my baby, how dare you? And it's like, here we go. I would know because she went after my dad and my brother in 2023. But at the same time, there are friends friends that mutually knew her, and they were talking to me about it, and I just looked dead at them as like any ally of that two-bit tramp is an enemy of mine right out the gate, and they have never spoken to me again. And I'm just fine with that. But at the same time, they know who my mother's side of the family is, and they know that name holds weight. And I don't do that to trigger or intimidate folks, but it's like if you threaten my peace of mind, by the time you realize it's too late to back out, there is nowhere for you to go. Nowhere. Me help you? Inconceivable. Let bygones be bygones. It was a misunderstanding. Nah, bitch. Bring your ass here. It's about the principle at this point. So somebody here lacks principles. Somebody is a closet witch, and they've been doing a lot of woo-woo and craft behind the scenes to affect a person's reputation, their finances, and all that jazz. But the funny thing is, it's not hitting her directly. It's hitting the people around her, and I'm just cracking up at this point. It's landing on her husband. It's landing on her children. It's landing on her mother, her brother, her dad, the sister-in-law, the mother-in-law. And it's like it's just like she keeps spinning it as somebody like me is doing spell work on her. But it's like about that. You go in my Amazon history and stuff like that, you will see where I've purchased herbs and stuff like that. And now that candles and stuff like that are significantly more available in Dollar Tree and all that jazz compared to before, I haven't had to go to a Botanica or anything of that sort in ages, because I learned how to make my own stuff. But at the same time, my thing is protection and cleansing. I don't do hexing. I don't do binding. I don't do energy harvesting work, and so on down that line. And the funny thing is, I don't know an energy vampire that is not a pocket watcher. I don't know an energy vampire that's not a pocket watcher. If you have more notoriety than them in career, they're coming for your job. Of course, they're coming for your rep, but yeah, they're definitely going to come for your job. They're mad that you're working. Like if you manage to get reemployed after they destroyed the last job, they're plotting on how they can come in and get the new one, where there may not have been an official HR department at the last job. There is at this one, and HR's job is to protect the company. But if you contact HR, that's on record. Cell, email, it's on record. In other words, you can be traced, you will be found. So tread lightly. Not that you will. There's somebody here who is just so insufferably childish that they think crocodile tears will get them off the hook. And it's like, no. This person's paid a hacker. They've paid private investigators. Anything and everything to find out your money and how you're getting it. Which is like, it's highly illegal. Highly illegal. And I think the funny thing is where people have managed to succeed in getting away with this before, they're not going to 2026 onward. They're not going to get away with it, because again, back to the concept of the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Where someone is trying to set you up, they are in turn setting themselves up in spirit, right? If somebody was illegally investigated, and the investigator's boss has discovered an illegal investigation, they're now having to look into everything to see the who, the what, the why, the when, and the where. Who's innocent? Who's guilty? Okay, this employee here is guilty. They are on administrative leave until further notice. Now we got to look into the folks they were looking into. They said in the database that they are being investigated for drugs and prostitution. Well, guess what? Our investigation shows this person is not doing that. So guess what? This dude over here who conducted the investigation, they're now fired. Well, the cop or investigator that got fired, that was a friend of the pocket watching energy vampire over here. Guess what? Guess who's out of a job? That friend. Guess who's mad? That friend. I mean, given the state, when all this was originally going down, the economy wasn't near as fragile as it is now. It was fragile because of the pandemic, yes, but as time goes on and the closer we get to 2030, shit gonna hit the fan at some point. I mean, the system is cracking, the system is crumbling, and it's like, I don't know what to tell folks other than like, just stop the bullshit. Like, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, quit holding these grudges against folks who wouldn't know you from a hole in the wall. That's the kicker. The person being persecuted wouldn't know a lot of these folks from a hole in the wall on a good day. And if they do know who you are, is because you popped up in their suggestions list on Facebook and Instagram so many damn times, they had no choice but to look into you. I mean, that's really how I found out about a lot about my ops, is suggestions. Mm-hmm. I found it really hilarious because at one point he wasn't posting her at all, but she was posting him everywhere. It's like, oh God. Oh my word. Like, if you really want to find out, like, if you don't see him posting anywhere about who he's with and all that jazz, look in his tags. Because that's how I found out. And it's just like, something ain't right. I pull up the tags. She was all over that. And it's like, yep, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Because I'm not dumb. Because I could feel somebody with a Capricorn placement on the warpath back in 2020 after I was laid off from my job. And it's like, what the fuck? She was modeling some of her posts after mine, copied my profile picture, mimicking my posts on his business page, and it's like, holy fuck, this woman is crazy. But I found the Capricorn. I found it. She's either a Capricorn moon or rising, something of that sort. All I know is she is 3 sheets to the wind. And as one of the things I know about a Capricorn placement is they some hustlers. Mm-hmm. They are the hustlers of the earth signs. When they want something, they're very good about getting it, but they're also good about getting others to take care of them. And it's like, you know. But the joke is on her because I was originally supposed to be born on the Capricorn Sag cusp, on the Capricorn side of it. Like, even though I was technically born 5 weeks ahead, right on the Scorpio Sag cusp, I sometimes display Capricorn traits of what I was originally supposed to be. I was supposed to be born on the cusp of prophecy, but instead I ended up being born on the cusp of revolution. I would have been a cusp for hell or hot water, but I'm going to tell you this here and now. I was raised by Rumpelstiltskin in human form. That man is a walking set of Robert Greene books, specifically the 48 Laws of Power and the Human Nature one. Yeah, I was raised by that sumbitch. You couldn't manipulate me or fool me if you fucking tried to. And you got to be a real sap to allow yourself to get stuck with that one. And you know what? That is not my cross to bear. But the thing is, Judas is always going to be in your camp, and a lot of you are sleeping next to it every single night. But who am I and what do I know? Everyone enjoy your week.